What is up, G-boys? Back at it again. Today I'm recording outside of my car. Usually I sit in the car and record, but kind of a nice day out, so I decided it is just better to do it out here. So today I'm going to be talking about what is good fitment. Before I talk about what is good fitment, I want to clarify I'm not talking about like cars that have go fast fitment. So cars like, I don't know, the Tween, my friend's dad, Rick's GT500. Those are all like fast car fitment. That's like in the same realm as what I'm talking about, but they're meant to go fast. I'm talking about camber, low cars, close fitment, stuff like that. It can easily be messed up, and I'm not talking about guys like that's Gabe. I'm not a huge fan of that. I have a lot of respect for what he does, but it's not really my cup of tea. But I'm gonna be talking about this kind of fitment, the perfect wheel fitment, the dream. So first, to start off, obviously there's static and bags. Static just means you don't have air ride and you ride at that height. Bags means you can drive around riding a lot higher and then sit down to be that height later. Mine is static, so what you see is what you get. I don't air up or air down ever. It's just on the ground, and that's just kind of how it rides. That's not necessary for fitment. You can be static or be bagged. Either way, you can have decent fitment that way. I think bags make better fitment, but that's just me personally. There's a guy like Bags who just has a showstopper fitment, dude, and I can't understand it. Killionaire used to have amazing fitment. Oops Bump has amazing fitment. You can do it static, but actually I don't think Oops Bump is static. The two integral mods that you have to start with usually for me is rolling your fenders. That's a huge thing. You just basically take the lip that's against your wheel or on the inside of your fender and push it up, and then probably pull it a little bit. Those are the first two mods I would ever do to a car, really. And remove the fender liners, the plastic that's like guarding the wheel in there. Kind of got to get rid of that to get your wheels to fit the way you want. Otherwise you're just going to be fighting those two factors the whole time, and you can't really have good fitment unless you roll your fenders. It just doesn't work out that way because you're fighting like an inch away from your fender, and that's about it. Another thing that people don't want to hear, stretch tires is part of the fitment life. Like I said, with cars like Tween, he doesn't really run stretch tires, but for a reason, because he has power to keep them down. But on these Civics that run just like terrible fitments and have their wheels poke out with no stretch, it's bad. I got a lot of hate for my stretch tire video about Nankangs. People really, dude, the people went in on me. People were not liking that. People were not happy. But stretch tires is kind of a part of the whole good fitment thing. It's basically like if I had a 10.5 inch wide rim, and instead of running 285s, I run 245s, which is what I'm doing on the rear of my car. It started in Europe, where people wanted to have these insanely wide wheels and couldn't fit them inside of their fenders. It started becoming a regulation over there that you had to have your tires within the fenders, but the rims weren't included. So they could run these massive offset wheels and stuff and have them poke out as long as the tires were within the fenders. That's where stretching tires got started. I'm just doing it because I'm a racer, but it's kind of part of the whole fitment thing. One of the hugest things to me is you have to be low. You don't have to be static necessarily, but if you are static, you gotta be low. You can't have fitment like that's Gabe. Like I said, I respect what he does, but there's just some angles of his car where you can see like through the wheel to the ground, and it just looks strange. It just does not look good, and it's because he's not low enough. If he was lower to the ground, if he didn't run, I think he either runs 19s or 20s. He rolls big. I roll 18s on my 350, which is another big thing, by the way, is knowing what rims work for your car. If you have a Miata, stick to 15s and 16s, 240s is 17s and 18s, 350s is 18s and 19s. It's kind of one of those things you have to mess around and ask people about what they run and stuff like that, and finding people's correct setups. Luckily, Fitment Inc. has provided a fantastic gallery of a place you can find a ton of cars just like yours running the fitment you want. So that's really helpful. Shout out to them, because that is awesome. I put my first setup on there, and I don't think I really got any attention, but it's really helpful because then people know what rims look good on what body styles and stuff like that. As far as wheel sizes though, try to go wide. Wide is really helpful for you because it's going to look strange if you're stretching tires on an 18x7 or something like that, which is, just don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You're going to run like 145s. That's just stupid. For 18s, I run 10.5 in the front, or I'm sorry, 10.5 in the rear, and 9.5 in the front. But for Miatas, I'd probably stick to like 15 by 8.5 or a little bit wider if you can. Just try to run wide wheels, because the whole stretch tire and fitment look is going to look strange if it looks fantastic, but you see it from behind and it just looks like donuts on the car. The next thing, for me personally, this is my personal taste of fitment, is I like the rim to stick out just a little bit. Sedani gang and stuff like that is a different spectrum of the fitment world, but not really what I'm talking about today. I'm just talking about, I guess, hella flush kind of fitment. And the rim has to poke a little bit out of the fender. It just has to protrude maybe an inch or so, and the rim just, I like it to sit flush with the body lines. So looking back at mine, if we walk over there real quick, if you look at how flush that sits and it just pokes out just that little bit there, just like a hair out from where the body line is, that's what you want. That is like ideal fitment for me. It took me a long time to get that dialed in, but I'm very, very, very ecstatic that I got that. For the front though, I run a little bit differently. I have my rim almost flush with where my fender sits. So as you can see, I pulled it out a little there on the side. Someone's here, I don't know for what though. I don't know what they want. I don't know if I should just keep going. I think I'm just gonna keep going. I think I'll just keep going. They're just perfectly flush with where the fenders sit, and that's about it. Maybe I should get out of here. Maybe I should leave. I don't know. I'm not sure. The car is just kind of sitting over there. I don't know if I should leave. I really don't know what to do. This car is just sitting there now watching me, and I'm not sure what to do. This is why I film in my car, by the way, guys, because I feel very strange right now. I'm gonna try to keep going. It's kind of bugging me though. So the idea is, yeah, to have that perfect fitment in the front where it's just kind of tucked, but you can still steer your wheel. I can go lock to lock with no rub, by the way, and in the rear just a little bit of poke, or I guess vice versa if you're front wheel drive. No, not vice versa. Keep it flush. Never mind. I think they're leaving. Maybe they called the cops. I'm not doing anything though. But I didn't do anything though. This is why I much highly prefer to film in my car, because I don't understand that entire interaction, or lack thereof. They honked and I turned and there they were, but they never got out, they never said anything. I'm not doing anything though, so it's not like I'd be like defensive and be like, "What are you kicking me out, dude?" I'd just be like, alright, cool, but I don't know what to do now. I'm just gonna try to keep going unbothered. If you see someone sneaking up behind me without a knife, just drop a comment down below and let me know, dude. So for having good fitment though, a lot of the things is I can't afford real wheels. I know a lot of people can, and you have to run rep wheels. If you do, just run spacers, buy washers, buy extended lug nuts, buy extended studs. There's ways to do it for really cheap. There's no excuse not to have good fitment if you're already gonna go really low to the ground. You can do it. It's really not that difficult. It took me probably, I don't know, a couple weeks to measure in all my fitments and stuff like that, and understand my offsets. Briefly though, for any of the 350 guys out there wondering, I'll explain my fitment just so that you have it for reference. Like I said, 18 by 10.5 in the rear, 18 by 9.5 in the front. I'm not sure of my stock offsets. I believe they're about plus 20 on both. Front and rear, I think they're plus 20. In the front, I'm running a 1-inch spacer, and that's it. And in the rear, I'm running an 1 5/16 inches. And 245/40 in the back, and 215/40 in the front. And it's great. It's honestly like the perfect setup. Like I already talked about, I run Raceland Ultimos, and I've loved my setup. I bang a little bit on the highways and stuff like that, but not too bad. Really wondering if that person is gonna, I don't know, spook now. I'm all thrown off my vibe or something. I don't know what's going on. They probably pulled me over because I'm not wearing a hat today, and they wondered what was going on. They're like, "Whoa, that guy's not bald?" Probably not. Probably definitely not. We're gonna go see if that car's there actually before I close the video, because I'm curious. I don't know if you guys are curious. Boy is very curious though, because you guys are not here worrying about a car driving up behind you. Is it that one? Was it that one? It might have been. I don't know. Maybe they thought they knew me and they didn't. I don't know. It looks pretty dark in there. I don't know. I'm kind of spooked. We'll see you guys in the next one, or maybe not. Maybe I'll get abducted as I'm leaving, and this will be it for old Loso. But oh, we are going down to H2O, by the way. Just to quickly mention that, I'll be down there, I think, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and leaving on Sunday. Oh no, I'm going down on Friday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and leaving Sunday. So if you guys want to link up, if you guys want to, I don't know, be in a video or something, just drop me an Instagram message and we'll link. I don't know what the next video is going to be. I don't have it figured out. Like I said, I'm kind of off my mojo now. I'm a little bit shooken up, so I don't know. But we will see you guys in the next one. Peace!